Tomorrow's Groundhog Day, which means you might get stuck in a time loop, which means you won't hear any tech news again until you escape it. I'm sorry, we're trying to fix this bug, but...
Still haven't gotten the code. Yeah. We'll get there eventually.
Stadia is a Google product, and so naturally it lives in a continual state of fear that it will be shut down as soon as Google gets distracted by something else.
Hey, what's that over there?
It's the prompter remote not working. Well, Stadia isn't getting shut down yet, but Google is shutting down its first-party game development studio. Stadia chief Phil Harrison cited an exponentially increasing cost of producing games in-house as the only real reason, which, to be fair, is a good one. AAA game development budgets are often in the hundreds of millions of dollars range. The rest of Phil's statement had that classic PR jargon found in every Stadia press release, talking about important opportunities to work with partners seeking a gaming solution, all built on Stadia's advanced technical infrastructure and platform tools.
Oh my god.
Dude, you don't sound like a gamer at all.
He doesn't get any headshots.
Anyways, for now it looks like Stadia will survive on third-party titles for a while, which is a shame as I was really looking forward to Search Algorithm Simulator 2022.
It's like a AAA version of a dinosaur game.
Obviously, the GPU supply situation has been miserable lately, but what if you've been looking at getting a console instead? Well, we still have bad news for you. Mike Spencer, the head of Microsoft's investor relations department, recently sat down with the New York Times and said that it's going to be until at least June when the supply situation for the Xbox Series X and S gets appreciably better. Spencer said that although Microsoft sold as many as they could during the final quarter last year, the issue has been, as you guessed it, supply shortages for components, especially as the manufacturing facilities are also making components for other gadgets.
What?
Since AMD chips lie at the heart of the new Xboxes, it sounds like Team Red is trying to get supply for both PC and console gamers, two groups of people that are famously patient.
Matchmaking takes the time that it does, you know? I got all day. I don't need to play right now. You go first.
Of course, one thing that may help with all these shortages is AMD simply increasing manufacturing capacity, as it turns out that's exactly what they're trying to do. AMD has long partnered with Taiwanese outfit TSMC to manufacture its chips, but according to reports, AMD is now trying to work out a deal with Samsung as well. Apparently, AMD initially approached TSMC about ramping up its production, but unsurprisingly, many other companies are also currently pushing TSMC's manufacturing capacity, leading AMD to look to Korea instead. We know Samsung is already working with AMD in some capacity because Samsung's next Exynos chipset will come with an AMD GPU. But Samsung also is producing NVIDIA's RTX 3000 series GPUs, so hopefully the old red versus green rivalry doesn't break out there and make a stock shortage worse. I think a headline like, NVIDIA and AMD's GPUs destroy each other in a factory fight might send some gamers over the edge.
What do you mean? What do you mean I can't buy a GPU?
Yeah, you just actually can't. Now it's time for the quick bits, brought to you by Redux. Redux is a PC builder striving to bring PC gaming to the masses. There's no price markup, just a $75 build fee. All you gotta do is select your budget, pick your games, see how they perform, and let Redux build your PC. Because not everybody can be as good at building PCs as Dennis. All builds come with a 2-year warranty, so click the link in the description and start creating your PC today.
Dennis, that's not an insult. It's just, okay, love you.
Quick bits? I feel like I've heard that somewhere before. iPhone owners that also own Apple Watches will soon be able to unlock their phone with Face ID, even if they're wearing a mask, thanks to an upcoming iOS 14.5 update. The watch needs to already be unlocked, but if it is, looking at the connected iPhone with a mask should unlock it. Now, you might be tempted to sell your GameStop shares in order to buy an Apple Watch, and to that I say, no, brethren, to thy diamond hands be true!
Whoa, jeez!
Although cryptocurrency is currently enjoying another surge in popularity, one major country isn't too keen on the idea of continuing to allow it. India, the world's second largest country, is considering banning private crypto such as Bitcoin and Ethereum. The Indian parliament instead wants to roll an official government-sanctioned cryptocurrency, although This could help stabilize the exchange rates. It's bad news for Dogecoin lovers.
Oh, I want Dogecoin to be the main.
If you need a COVID test but want to do it at home instead of waiting in a long line, there might be some good news on the horizon, as the US is reportedly investing nearly $250 million into a deal to have Australian company Illume manufacture 8.5 million smartphone-based tests, which can give you the results in just 15 minutes. Dang, probably up your butt.
Yeah.
Since proof of negative test is often required for an international travel, it could be very useful for anyone that wants to get on a plane. You might have dropped big bucks to get a super premium power supply, but it turns out it can have issues too. Corsair has issued a recall on some of its high-end HX power supplies sold in the second half of last year. The defective PSUs may not boot up your system correctly, but the good news is there's no risk of them damaging your precious hardware. If you're affected, you can contact Corsair for a replacement, unless you want a very expensive paperweight.
How do I keep all these papers down?
Corsair! And speaking of game streaming, Geforce Now's latest update brings support to a couple new platforms. You can access the streaming service directly through Google Chrome, whereas previously you needed a Windows desktop app. Additionally, the update enables Geforce Now on the Apple M1 devices, like MacBooks, so you don't need to let anyone tell you that you can't game on a Mac, as long as you let Apple control all of your hardware decisions.
Yeah, I can do whatever I want.
Anyway, that's our show, so come back on Wednesday where we travel to the Oregon Trail for more tech news.
What?
I'm not doing that.
Yeah, we're definitely not doing that.
Yeah, no international travel.